At 7:14, we continue our back-to-school coverage as parents and students are starting to set those alarms for the first day of school. Kids and teens need consistent sleep schedules for their health, development, overall well-being. Joining us live in studios, Dr. Michael Newnam, a sleep specialist with Oklahoma Heart Institute. Thank you so much for being here this morning. So sleep requirements vary by age. What's the ideal amount of sleep for teenagers and then younger kids?
Sure. For teenagers, and I think sometimes we don't really realize this because we think of them as just young adults, and adults we typically recommend 7 to 8 hours of sleep, but for teenagers they need more sleep. Their brains are still developing, they need more REM sleep, they need longer sleep time. So oftentimes a teenager may need 10 or 11 hours of sleep, and that may be normal for them, although unfortunately, many of them are not getting that. And for the younger kids, many of them need 9 to 12 hours of sleep. And so it's a considerably more sleep than the average adult would need.
A lot of kids are back in school now, so it's kind of a little late to be trying to reset your schedule. But Tulsa Public Schools heads back next week, Sand Springs, Claremore. Right. So there's some work they can be doing right now to adjust the sleep schedule.
Sure. And ideally, a week or two before school starts, you try to get back on schedule. And it's nice here in Oklahoma that a lot of schools start on a Wednesday or Thursday, which gives you a short week and gives you a little bit more time in the weekend to go ahead and, get back on schedule.
We were commiserating in the commercial break about being parents to teenagers. I know screen time makes it hard for my teenagers to shut off at night and go to bed. What are your recommendations?
Well, it's funny you say teenagers. It's amazing to me. Screen time is a problem at all ages, unfortunately, right now, from grandkids to grandparents. Screen time is a real issue. I also would include in that caffeine, which has almost become epidemic in teenagers as well, and much of the caffeinated drinks are marketed to the young people now. But being able to shut down, at least an hour before bed and have a kind of a wind down ritual, turn the electronics off and get to bed is really important.
Read a book.
Yes, and that can be done electronically. The problem is that the light coming into the eyes does delay melatonin secretion, and it will delay sleep phase. So a traditional book or a different kind, like a Kindle type of reading electronically does work, but that bright light coming in is a problem.
Yeah, stimulates the brain. Sleep is really important to overall health and development, like kids' learning capacity.
Correct. And in fact, I deal a lot with children who have attention deficit type symptoms, which a lot of times sleep disorders can cause the same symptoms as ADHD, because if you don't sleep well, most people have experienced this at least at some point in their life where they're not sleeping well, they're impulsive, they can't complete tasks, they can't stay awake or focused on anything, and that can mimic the symptoms of ADHD.
Absolutely, yeah. I know that I am very strict about my own bedtime because I can't do my job in the morning. I can't make words make sense if I'm sleep deprived. Thank you so much. You've given us such good information this morning, so we really appreciate you being here as we all head back to school.